Alright, what's going on, guys? My name is Mike, and welcome back to some more Genshin Impact. I know it's been quite a while since the last video that I posted, and I do apologize for that. Life has just been really busy for me this past week, and it's honestly been leaving me super tired at the end of each day, and I just have not had the energy to sit down and record a video for you guys. But today, so far, I would say is an exception, so that's why I'm here making a video for you all. Just getting back into the swing of things and making sure that I don't forget how to make the videos that I want to make anyway.
You asked for it.
Hope everyone's days so far have been pretty good, though. Mine are usually on and off with how busy I've been, but thoroughly enjoying still going through Genshin whenever I can on my own time anyway. And because I've not been playing as much Genshin as I really have wanted to, I am, I think, a little bit behind probably most of you at the moment. I still haven't done Linny's story quest. I have gone through a couple of some of the beginning portions just because I've been running into them. But I have a good sort of pausing section right now, and I'll do that later whenever I get a chance. But not focusing so hard on a lot of the sort of main story things in Genshin has allowed me to refocus some of my thoughts about it back onto the gameplay and the characters, because you know, one thing that has been crossing my mind lately is what is honestly going on with Xiangling as a character.
Inazuma shines eternal.
I have spoken a little bit about it over on Twitter, and just talking with some friends who, you know, do play a little bit of Genshin in their spare time, not probably as often as me, but in all honesty, I've never really understood what the huge craze behind Xiangling was. I know that's probably crazy to say for a lot of you if you do play Xiangling and maybe understand why she is so strong, but I don't know, I've never felt I understand that she probably is one of the only, if not the best, well, if she is the only, then she is the best off-field pyro applicator in the game. But it's still, just not as good in relation to some other elements, I think, and that's why she's been kind of underwhelming for me. I can't really knock her damage, though. I have given her pretty much most of, I think, Yelan's sort of artifact set right now, and she is doing pretty good. I don't have her, fully built or anything, but as you guys could probably tell by the very short intro sequence, I am trying to get her to level 90 at this point now, and I would say things are going fairly well. I mean, yeah, honestly, she is providing a lot of good, just pyro damage and reaction stuff for combat, because, you know, fighting all of these rift cores with my kind of hydro animo team that I've been using before with Lynette, Lumine, Coco, and whatever, it's been a struggle with those, but, you know, Xiangling is kind of making things somewhat easy here for me. So maybe I will start fully investing into Xiangling. She was on my list a little bit before 4.0 dropped, as far as the characters that I wanted to at least break through to the level 90 cap. So here Sai, Rosaria, Kaya, and all of them here. And maybe I'll go ahead and invest in getting her to 90 whenever I can. I think I just needed to get a decent build for her, and up until I started farming Emblem for Yelan and A, I never really had a good artifact set to put on her.
Ad Astra Abyssosk.
So I've never just had a good build for her that could really give her the damage that I assume a lot of people would be talking about in reference to her. And, you know, I could say, just from sort of, basic use of her over the past day or so, she is definitely, I think, the best off-field pyro applicator. I think my main thing with her is just that, you know, if you're not using her burst, Guoba's pyro application is what's made her so underwhelming for me in the past. But, you know, I am pretty happy with her. I don't think she's anything too amazing, or, you know, maybe I can be convinced, but I am definitely happy with the way that she is built now. If you guys are curious at all, kind of mediocre crit stats just for someone being off-field and just helping to cause reactions. Jade Winged Spear for extra attack boost and some crit rate in there. She has most of Yelan's build in here, I think, if not all of it, or maybe just some extra emblem pieces that I had off to the side. C4, you know, I don't think, what's the C6 even? Oh, C6, pyro damage bonus for everybody. That's neat. That would be helpful, and that's probably what helps out in pyro teams, definitely, to make her crazy. But, you know, 787, I think that's it. Yeah, 787. She's alright. She's alright. definitely more impressive than when I first had her down for. So I'm pretty happy that I have another good character here that I can go ahead and use if I'm ever feeling like switching things up. Because for the longest time, ever since I got Yelan, both she and A were just constant two characters that I would always keep in my party, no matter what, just because they deal so much extra damage. But sometimes in a game like Genshin, it is very good and very refreshing to switch up your team compositions every once in a while and just experience different reactions, different team rotations, and you know, spreading your wings a little bit, exposing yourself to different sort of combat environments. That's definitely what helps me sort of stay. What is it? It definitely helps just to keep the game fresh for me, definitely. And, you know, I don't really understand why a lot of people say they kind of get burnt out on Genshin every so often, because I've been playing the game for its entire life cycle minus a little over a year. I wasn't there for that first year, but I have been here since most of Inazuma, all through Sumeru, and I plan to stay until we finish Conria. So, I mean, I've never really had any time where I've felt burnt out from this game. I really haven't. I still get on every day, very excited to jump on and further my progress on finishing some of my long-term goals for this game. That's to finish up all the achievements, get every character leveled up, and as well built as possible, granted with sharing artifacts across everybody. And just ensuring that I'm as up-to-date as I can be with all of the story content and following along with the actual story of the game, because honestly, I am so in for Genshin's long-term storytelling that's coming up over the next couple of years with Natlan and then Snezhnaya into Conria, because holy moly, man, as much as like I honestly didn't really like Sumeru all that much, mostly just because the desert expansions kept on feeling more samey over and over. I mean, 3.6's realm was the best part, honestly, but I'm thoroughly excited for where things could potentially go. And I think Hoyoverse has a truly amazing game on their hands here that they can definitely just make it. I think it's probably going to be one of the best games ever made, despite the fact that a lot of people do hate on it, mostly for its success and its sort of whole anime aesthetic. I can completely understand that because I was part of that group of people for a while. But just off of the game's merits alone and what it does, how successful it's been, and the level of detail and commitment to the storytelling and passion from the devs, I think it is 100% true to say that Genshin, you know, close to as objectively as possible, is one of the greatest games, at least this decade. I'll reel back a little bit of my potential bias there, but I do think that it is probably one of the best games this decade, just because of the amount of dedication that the team puts behind it in its storytelling, in a lot of its character development, presentation, and they've only been getting better. It's so crazy, dude. I don't have enough good things to say about it. But enough of the gushing, because I could honestly do that for hours on end. Really, it's just about for anything that I am passionate about. Following Xiangling, I think I'm probably going to go into saving a lot of XP materials and Mora for any new characters coming after 4.0, like 4.1, 4.2, because we're coming down to just about a little over a patch before potentially, you know, Furina and Charlotte show up, if both end up showing up on the same banner. I kind of hope they do, because that'll just save me a little bit of extra primos potentially, but with 4.0 being Nuvalet, and I really don't want to say his name to butcher it, but you guys know who I'm talking about if you've seen the drip marketing. With Hoyoverse's marketing patterns for Genshin, those two are going to be what we see in 4.1 coming up. And if patterns are anything to go by, as I mentioned before, I think A was 2.1, but Nahida was 3.2. So it's likely Furina could be 4.2. Maybe they'll push it to 4.3, but I would rather them kind of do 4.2, or if they don't, maybe put Navi on 4.2. Depends on how much more of a stance she kind of has in Act 3 and 4 whenever we get those next patch. I don't know, dude, like, I'm just always kind of nervous whenever we're talking about, like, getting new characters for the game, because that's one of my favorite parts about Genshin, is getting new characters that I think are cool and building them up to really see how good I can make them. even with Dia here, a lot of people were saying about her like before her launch that she just wasn't going to be good. She needed damage buffs and anything, and I think the reason why Hoyoverse didn't make her like super busted is because they knew that she was going to be a standard character, and most people were likely going to have her at some point in their playthrough. I think it's completely reasonable that her ult and her kit isn't like super duper top tier. A lot of people still like kind of give her crap for that, but you know, you can kind of think about it like, you know, Mona and Kaching are kind of busted. I don't have my Mona built at all really, but I do understand that she is a pretty strong character to have. Despite the low damage multipliers, I'd say Dia is perfectly fine for overworld exploration and just to have a good time and play around. And you know, she was done dirty. We really did think that she was going to be like a super cool kind of more interactive combat type character, like maybe like Beto. Maybe she had a counter of some sort. I was originally telling myself that, dude, it'd be so neato if she was just a pyro Beto, someone that I could totally see her having the burst that she has now, jacked up damage for each of her punches, and just having a counter. But then it makes you wonder, like, okay, what are they going to do for new upcoming characters? Like, I think the number one character that a lot of us are worried about is Navia, for really just the sole reason that she's Geo, and she's going to be the first new Geo character that we've had since Yunjin. And not knocking on Yunjin at all. I think a lot of us are aware that she is a very strong character to have on some teams, not even just mono Geo teams, just in general, because she provides, I think she provides an attack speed buff as well as just normal attack buffs for everyone in the party. So she's a damn good character to have, but Geo as an element, it's in such a weird position with this game, and I wouldn't doubt if Hoyoverse kind of just drops Geo characters altogether after Navia, unless Navia herself kind of brings some sort of revolutionary kit to the table. We'll have to see. You know, kind of crazy to think that the character that started me down this tangent was actually just me trying out Xiangling for the first time, like genuinely trying to get her built and trying her out. Even though not maxed out or really built optimally, I don't think, she is doing pretty well, and I am actually like surprised with her damage and support as a pyro off-fielder. So it's very nice, and I'm just really hoping that some of the next upcoming Fontaine characters that I have my eye on. But with that all being said, I think we'll go ahead and leave things there for today. So, yeah, thank you guys so very much for watching if you made it all the way to the end here. If you did enjoy, please be sure to drop a like, and if you're new around here, subscribe, because I do try to upload as often as I can. Life is getting in the way for me, unfortunately, and it's making it very hard for me to kind of make any videos of any sort. But I am trying my best, and I do enjoy making videos for you guys. I'll hopefully be around more so when the weekend kind of comes around, making hopefully a video each day, if not at least 2 throughout the entire weekend. But we'll have to see how that goes. And yeah, I think that's about it for now. So once again, thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out, everybody.